Oh no. Oh, that was really crooked. Ooh. Oh. All right. So I don't know what's going on. Welcome back. Thanks so much to everybody who watched yesterday. I was hoping for 15 to 20 views, so it's great that it has more than that. So today is titled Wreath Squared. So what we're gonna do is make a wreath, but instead of it being a circle, it's gonna be attached to this square. So this square, okay, like long-ish story. Vash and I, we redecorate the apartment for each season. Well, it's only been 2 seasons since we've lived here, but anyways, we decorate for the season. So this season, like spring, so we chose like this pinkish, tannish, and then we also chose this like navy blue color. And so we're like these 2 colors, and then we were at like Joann's, and we found these square brass squares, and we're like, oh, like we could do something with these. So we bought like 20 of them, or probably less, but I don't know, they were on sale. The idea is that we want to put one of these on the door as a wreath. I'm gonna definitely reference something like this where it's like there's different flowers, and we've kind of put these flowers around the apartment, and like we have little like themes of like what this spring will look like. I'm gonna show you how we made these flowers, and there's technically like 4 different flowers, but 2 of them are like very similar style. So these are sort of my materials that I have. Obviously the square. I have my hot glue again, craft sticks. We have hot glue sticks, of course. We have our paper. We have aluminum, the wooden beads. And then we have scissors. All right, so I'm gonna teach you how to make some of these flowers. I think they look like artichokes. So they're like artichoke flowers. So the first thing we need to do is we need sponge. So what we want to do is we want to like take a bundle of this, and we want to stick a dowel in the middle somehow, like so. We want to just like form it into like a ball-ish. So the other material that we need is some masking tape. And what the tape does is first it colors it, so that way the tan and the pink match a little better. And also, this is a lot easier for the hot glue to adhere to. So we're going to be making the petals, and the technique for this is we layer petals upon petals to create like a layered flower. And so you want to draw a circle, and then once you have that circle, you're actually going to want to like come down with it a little bit, kind of like an ice cream cone-ish. What I will do when I'm doing this is I will do, you can see how much your scissors can handle. They can probably do like 3 to 4 sheets at a time. Here's the petal, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a dowel, and I'm actually going to curl it with the dowel like that. And then you're going to kind of glue it on, so that way the petal is going in like this. And so then we're gonna keep doing that all the way around. So I'll kind of show you how I did that. So the next flower we're gonna do is kind of like, I don't really know what to call these flowers. They're just like paper, grassy flowers. And so I have this little cutter that I like to use, and it makes life a little easier. But you can also just use scissors, or you can use an X-Acto knife and a ruler and a straight edge. I'm just gonna cut them to 2 inches. So I don't like to actually use the very tip of the scissors, because once you like clip them all the way close, it'll sometimes curl the end of the paper just a little bit. And so there, so then you have this strip. And so what you're gonna do with this strip, to glue like a little, I don't know, maybe like a 2-inch strip of glue. And then you can take your dowel and you can press it in, and then you sort of spin the paper onto itself, onto the dowel. So this was 3 strips of paper, and I just kept going them over and over. And see how there's like all this paper, and sometimes it'll like slide up and down. So something that I like to do is I kind of like rest it somewhere where it'll hold. And then what I do is I will glue along the top and kind of create like this big sort of puddle. So the last 2 flowers are pretty much the same technique, just with different lengths of paper. So I have some that are 3 inches, and then I'm also gonna make some that are 4 1/4. So pretty much just cutting a piece of 8.5 by 11 in half lengthwise. So what you'll do for these is, it's very similar to the other technique, except this time we're gonna fold it in half. So once it's folded like this, you'll just take your little herb scissors, And you'll do the same thing where you'll cut. And when you're cutting on the fold. Not on the opened part, you're cutting on the crease. So once you have that, and you'll actually do the same exact thing that we did before. And you'll glue little bits. And you'll get your little dowel and you will start spinning. I'm going to show you the last couple things to do with the flowers before we start adding. I've cut some of them. We're not gonna really need too much of the stem, and honestly some of them we may just cut right at the stem. I actually made this one without a dowel in it just because I don't think it's gonna need it. And what I've been doing is I've been spreading them out. So you can spread them out with your finger. I usually will start out by spreading them out with my fingers. And then I'll sort of transition sometimes into using another dowel to kind of help open it. Sometimes they need the help, sometimes they don't need the help. And then this one I spread out and then I actually put a wooden bead in the center of it to give it a little different look to it. Seeing if I make these like skewer stick things like with these, like see if that might be like a fun little additive to this. I don't know, it might just be like a total like not gonna work, because you know, like, right, like if I like mix these in, like that might be kind of cool. So I'm gonna make some of these things is I'm just gonna like beat it like this, and I'm gonna kind of just glue a little bit on the top. Okay, so just like that. So this is what the wreath is looking like for right now. I'm excited, I think it's a little different. I'm now going to be adding these blue leaves. So I have these little leaves here, and then they're frayed, just like the flowers. And so I'm gonna show you how I make the blue leaves, and then I'm gonna go ahead and glue them on, and then we're ready to hang it on the door. So let's get to it. Cut this evenly into thirds-ish. And then what we're wanting to do, draw on one of them little leaf shapes. Hold them in place. And then I cut them out. And you'll just roll it up the same way we sort of did the other flowers. Do a bunch more of these, and then I'll put them up on the wreath, and then we'll put it on the door. This is my finished wreath, and I'm really excited about it. I think it turned out really well. I think it's fun. I think the colors balance really well. I think it has the essence of spring, but still with like a good twist to it. I'm really excited how these beads turned out. They're a little different. It's a little different than any of the other little arrangements that we have in our apartment. So I think that they turned out really cute. I don't know, I'm really happy with it. I think it's fun. I think it balances well. I was a little nervous about this section, but this little section actually like turned out really well. I love how it's angled and how it looks. So yeah, let me know what you think. I don't know if you hate it, if you like it. If you want one, let me know. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. Okay, I think I'm done.